So we'll open the meeting, since we have a quorum. We've got Beth, Mary, Susan, and myself. And also in attendance is Habitat for Humanity. And Tamara is on as well. So that's great. So we'll open up the meeting with the agenda. I was on the call just briefly with Steve Gallmer, who's the chairman of the trust. He's unable to make it at 4 o'clock. I just used on some things with. I think I'm going to be. They have one on the 9th, I believe, Cassandra. December 9th is their meeting.
Let me look. It is December 13th.
So the 13th?
Let me just confirm in my calendar. Yes, December 13th.
Okay, so 8:30.
December 9th is a Saturday, so they're not meeting that day.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so you must be off then. Okay, so their next meeting is the 13th at 8:30 a.m.?
8:45.
8:45, okay.
I don't know why they chose a 45-minute break, but 8:45 is the start time.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay, so I'll attend that one. If you send me the invite to that, I'll say yes to that one. He wants me to specifically be there, so. Okay, so under regular business, the affordable housing development sites. I think we all know the results of the town meeting. And during town meeting, they voted to buy 1 Pleasant Street, and then the election was Saturday, and a majority of the votes, which were 11, said no to buying the 1 Pleasant Street. So I guess I haven't heard from anybody since then.
By 10 votes.
Yeah, well, 10 would have tied it, so 11 would have won it.
Yeah, but it lets you know that every vote counts, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I made sure my family got out to vote. Because they weren't aware there was election on Saturday. You know, they're not really following things as I do, you know. They're not town groupies like us.
I know. I feel that way sometimes. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, so yeah, it was quite surprising to me because when I looked at the election results on the Saturday election results, you can kind of set your watch to 3 of the questions were 1,200 people said yes and 800 people said no on
I
each
thought
one of
that
those
was
3.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like no one changed their mind on those. But when it came to the town hall, somewhere along the way, you know, about 300 or 400 people changed their mind.
You know what I think it was? I think it was a combination of the people that still want a fancy town hall and the people that are scared about what's going to happen to the old town hall. Like they're okay with buying the new building, but the select board, I think, should have had a better plan for saying this is what we're going to do with the old town hall. Because I personally want to see them reuse it for a town function and renovate the old town hall, but they wouldn't promise to do that. And when someone at the town meeting said something about selling it,
yeah,
that was like, I was like, no, that's not what I want. And I think there were people that scared a lot of people.
I agree with you. I think, you know, on the town meeting floor, was going to get up and speak, but I decided not to. But that was the biggest problem, is they were kind of confusing us because they're saying we can't do anything with the existing town hall because it's $900 a square foot to remodel it and rebuild it. 1 Pleasant Street is the easiest thing to go into, and we'll get revenue from that. And they're like, okay, what are we doing with the old town hall? And they said, well, it was $24 million last time they came to us. But what they didn't tell you was that $24 million town hall That was the Taj Mahal. That was 30,000 square feet. Right now, that building's only 16,000 square feet. So they doubled the size of it for 24 million. They didn't tell us that. I'm like, if you said, well, I know you rejected the $24 million, and that's understandable because it was 30,000 square feet. That's more space than we need. So, if they said, listen, we're keeping the committee in place, we have funding available, we're going to remodel the old town hall within our budget and keep that for, town functions. Because remember, the biggest complaint they had for a new town hall was it wasn't enough meeting space in the town for all the committees. So
Yeah.
they wanted more, meeting space and conference rooms and things like that. So they could have said, hey, we'll take the old town hall and just remodel it and make it conference rooms. It
Yeah,
would have been closure for Old Town Hall. They would have said, oh, okay, well, if that's what you're gonna do with Old Town Hall, I don't mind moving to One Pleasant because, quite honestly, the last couple of weeks, I got used to One Pleasant being town hall location, things were kind of moving right along in that. The select board did a great job putting all these videos together and presentations together. And,
yeah, I could have used less dog and pony shows.
yeah,
Personally.
there was one on everything, wasn't there?
Yeah,
On all,
I thought it was a little much.
yeah,
It added to like unnecessarily to the timing, but the other
I think
thing is
people were afraid of what the cost was gonna be, depending for what was gonna happen with the new town hall, with the
Yeah.
old town hall.
new
rather.
or old. Oh, like
With
there's
the
still
old
the
one.
questions about. Oh, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I said I think it was the question of what are you going to do with the old town hall?
Yeah,
And
they
ransom.
hadn't figured that out, and
yeah.
they didn't have an answer, so I think people, just thought, okay, I can't go with this, not knowing what's gonna happen to that building.
Right.
That
There's
was
no
it.
plan for it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I always wanted an answer to the Old Town Hall, and I went to the public meeting that they had at the library. And that's the first thing I said is, well, we need an answer for what are we going to do with this space? Because you told us you had to have all this space. And I said, how is it that you can all of a sudden move into 8,000 square feet when you told us you needed 30?
Right.
And that was the answer. So,
Well, they did say that part of the existing space for the town hall was, hallways and the big auditorium area, which they're obviously not gonna have if they were gonna have the new town hall at One Pleasant Street. They wouldn't have had an auditorium.
right. Yeah. So, yeah, they could have said, hey, we'll take One Pleasant Street and, for about 5 million, we'll remodel the old town hall and we'll take all those offices that are all over the place and just open them up into conference rooms, and then they would have been fine. And that would have been the answer. I think it would have passed, but here we are. So I don't know what the status is of that facility now. Being a sewer commissioner, they came in front of us prior to the town meeting votes because they had changed the floor plans to accommodate a town hall on the first floor, not a restaurant. So I do have a sewer meeting tomorrow. They're not on the agenda at all, but I don't know if they're going to come back to us and resubmit plans for that facility. We know it's going to have apartments because they're already there. It's a matter of what is he going to do with the first floor? It was supposed to be office and retail, with one end of it being primarily a restaurant, 50 seat. So we'll see what happens there. So if I hear anything, I'll keep you guys updated. Other housing development sites, again, I don't have any updates on any of them, unless Cassandra has any updates. Again, the guy who is across from St. Anthony's on South Main Street, he promised to deed one of them. We haven't got any confirmation yet that he's done so, and he still has not got all the permits yet. But he looks like his buildings are almost complete. And so I don't know where they are on that property. The other South Main Street property is the gas station, where they were gonna convert it to, 12 apartments or condos and retail. That I believe was auctioned off, so I don't know if anyone bought it or where that stands. I have no updates on that. Have not heard from the folks that presented to us on Hull Street 228 about putting maybe 8 units on that property. They haven't come back with anything, so I'm not aware of anything there. And I don't think there's anything else that I'm aware of. Does anyone on the board have any updates on any properties or questions? Because we can
I
jump.
have a question back about the One Pleasant Street though, Paul. So if the owner who was trying to sell it to the town can't get the downstairs area rented, can he still get a CO for renting out the apartments up above?
Yeah, my guess is, once he completes the building and he receive an occupancy permit, he'll move forward, I'm sure, with renting the apartments. CJC's has done the same thing at 390. Though he has 18 of those apartments out of 20 already full. And he has no retail downstairs, so, yeah, the quicker you get revenue, steady revenue, the better you are. And apartments are the best way to do that.
Well, if the downstairs is not finished off yet, which I don't think it was, because I think that the town itself was going to have input into how to finish off some of the space. Couldn't he go back? This is just thinking out loud, I guess, but couldn't he go back to, I guess, planning board or zoning, whoever he'd have to go to, and say, I'm going to do all apartments there and just put apartments on the ground floor?
So that,
Because I think one of the issues is there's just a glut of commercial space. Some of the commercial space that's already existing is not renting.
yeah, it's
So,
a
look at
hypothetical question.
CJC, as you said,
He'd have
that's
to
not renting.
Yeah, so his property was approved for 14 apartments and retail and commercial space on the first floor. If he changes
that.
if he changes it, he has to go through the planning process all over again. I
Well,
don't
that's
believe
okay.
I do not believe he's going to do that. So my guess is that since the town's not buying it, they'll build out the space, and then what most contractors do is they leave the first floor. They just put up some drywall, and then when a tenant moves in, puts their space a certain way. He constructs it to whatever way the tenant wants. That's generally called build out. And that's usually what happens in commercial space. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't think there'll be any changes over there. Changes cost money. And I think at this point, my guess
But
is,
couldn't he conceivably go back to the planning board and request that it be all apartments and just have the ground floor not be commercial? Because maybe there's just a larger market for.
that's a whole nother year. You have to come up with all new plans, all new plumbing and electric, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
That's a pretty big endeavor.
he didn't design the plumbing or any of that stuff for that, so.
No, I know, but it's not completed yet. I don't know. I'm just thinking I hate to have it sit there just empty.
Well, they'll rent the apartments, I'm sure, like CJC did, and then,
It's been that way over a year. So
what's 43 Elm Street?
43 Elm Street is a property where there's 2 condos, one of which the Affordable Housing Trust owns. The other one is privately owned.
Oh, that was an old Habitat for Humanity
Yep,
project. And
the
when
old Habitat.
Okay, all right, thank you. So that one's getting designated as affordable, like on the.
It will remain, it was affordable and it will remain affordable. Currently it is under renovations and is not
Okay,
up for sale as of yet.
okay.
So is there anything else, Cassandra, that I'm missing, do you think, on properties? I can't think of anything.
I don't believe so. The only thing that I was going to mention, just to your point about 147 South Main, is that there hasn't been any progress reports from the developer there. I have reached out to him in regards to the affordable unit to see if he's begun the process of starting the lottery for that unit, because to my knowledge, I just recently went to a training about housing lotteries, and it does take quite some time from start to finish. So
What
if
property
he-
is that one?
147 South Main.
Oh, that's over by St. Anthony's?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Did he still has to go through all that process, right?
right. Yes, that's what I was just saying. So I haven't heard anything. I don't, to my knowledge, he has not started, or if he has not updated us that he has started that process. So I'm hoping that he would begin
Okay.
shortly.
you-
That way we can eventually get someone in there.
And what's the gas station address? Is that 53?
That's 55 South Main.
55 South Main. Oh, that's close. Have you heard anything from any new owners on that property?
No.
Right, and then, so with that said, we'll move over to the subcommittees, which would be Mary, and I'd like to, Tamara is on, so I think if Tamara can give us some updates on the habitat, that would be great.
Yeah, do you want me to go first, Paul, or do you want to do subcommittees first?
Yeah, that would be great, and then Mary can jump in and let us know what she's doing, and then how that coordinates with what you guys are doing.
Okay, I did send kind of an update to Cassandra. Cassandra, I don't know if you had a chance to send that to everybody, but I am driving, so I can kind of speak to memory. But if anyone has any questions about the actual document, that's fine too.
I did
from a
not.
Construction,
Just to let you know,
Okay.
tomorrow I did not have a chance. I've been head deep in
No, it's
some
okay.
research. So
no, it's okay. As far as the construction piece goes, Mary had sent me a text saying it doesn't look like much has happened, but a lot has been happening on the property. As I mentioned, I think in the last meeting, we had some water line and sewer line issues that are being resolved. Ware River is about to sign off on all of the changes. Just to remind you, or if I didn't share, the adjacent properties, water and sewer lines actually fell under our property at 808 Jerusalem Road. And we have to move those water lines in order to build our duplex, which proved a little bit more complicated than we expected, but those issues have been resolved and we are moving the water lines. At the same time, our architect is looking at the plans again, whether we're going to do a slab on grade level or a crawl space between the ledge and the water table. We are unable to do a full basement on the site. So once those plans are finalized, we will be able to get a building permit with Ware River is going to sign off on the other issues. Cassandra, do you have that document open? Because I had a couple of things. Fundraising wise, we did get a $5,000 grant last week from the Mass Bankers Association because we were nominated by Dedham Savings Bank. I did put a kind of where we are in fundraising table together, a spreadsheet to let you guys know where we are. I think once you see something on the site, some of the individual gifts I've been working on will come in. So I'm very confident that we'll raise money for the project. Obviously, we're moving forward with that. In terms of communications, once we get the building permit, I am going to work with Justin from the town manager's office to do weekly updates in Chris's weekly email that goes out. That will
Yeah, we're losing you there.
some pictures of volunteers. Oh, sorry, I just want to have some community outreach going on Saturday the 2nd, St. Stephen's is doing a holiday festival that we're going to attend with some more information on the project. I don't know if any of you guys might want to help volunteer with that. I don't have enough information to share right now, but I will as of tomorrow, I think. We're also going to participate in the holiday stroll at Mary's suggestion. Again, I'm just trying to figure out where we might go and where we might fit in with that. There is going to be a memorial service for Rosalind Carter, who, along with former President Carter, has helped Habitat tremendously through their work. That is going to be at UCC Norwell tomorrow at 2:00. If you're able to attend, we'd love to have you. We are hoping to have, a small gathering anyway. Sandra, what else did I have on that sheet? I'm so sorry. I think there's one other major thing that I'm forgetting.
Looks like you've kind of gone over the
Or did I-
Rosalind
or
Carter
did I hit
fundraising.
everything?
I think
Oh, I forgot. There's one other thing that we're doing a hot chocolate and cookies event at our offices on the 12th of December. Just to thank our wonderful volunteers for their work. I hope you guys will all join us very informally. Invitations will actually go out tomorrow to you guys. But I think it's from just 4 to 6. It's exactly what it says, hot chocolate and cookies and good cheer. But does anyone have any questions for me? Sorry, I feel like I threw a lot out there, but
Have you heard anything from any of the other churches in town other than St. Stephen's?
for
The holiday festival.
any
second.
for the holiday festival? No, I were just participating in St. Stephen's because I think they reached out to us. But a bunch of the churches are doing the ginger. Oh, I also forgot to mention the gingerbread build. The gingerbread build is a fundraiser that we do around the holiday time. St. Stephen's and a bunch of other community congregations are just getting their youth groups involved with that. And then Kathy Forrest, who I think everyone knows from town, has written an article for the Stroll magazine that will focus on the gingerbread build and the Cohasset project. I gave her some information on that, and she shared a draft of the article with me that will bring some attention to the project.
Awesome. It looks like, Cassandra is sharing the screen here. So on the
Oh,
fundraising.
good.
Oh, you're sharing. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like
Oh,
on the
no,
fundraising. On the,
That's me. I'm sharing.
oh, you are, okay.
So as of now, the only church that you've had any input from is St. Stephen's. Is that correct?
That for our participation in any holiday activity, yes.
Well, or even beyond that. That's what I was thinking, whether it was a build time or a financial donation or anything else. I just didn't know where that stood, whether it was worth pursuing that.
We have my colleague Melissa Boynton it has been doing a lot of the faith-based outreach, so I would have to ask her specifically. UCC Norwell is contributing to our overall fundraising. I don't know if they've specifically done the project yet or not, but they certainly have signed up for a build day for Cohasset. I know UCC Norwell has.
Right. So on December 2nd, that's just where all of the churches get together and sell crafts for Christmas. And
Yes, exactly. But we will have a table there very much like the farmer's market.
Where's it,
that
where,
Mary
where's your
was
table
so-
gonna be? Cause I know St.
Um,
Anthony's is setting up in the town hall, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was all at one place. I'm so sorry. I don't have that information.
No, I think it's,
That's the thing, it's multiple churches that do this. It's not just St. Stephen's, it's St. Stephen's.
Oh.
It's Second Congregational
Mhm.
and it's
St.
St. Anthony's
Anthony's
and it's First Parish as
Okay.
well. So all of the
So is
churches,
that-
in a sense, should be approached to see if they might be interested in participating in some way, shape or form. Of
yeah,
course, that's this
Yeah,
coming weekend.
Yeah, for the thing on the second, I believe we have a table. I don't know. Maybe the table's at St. Stephen's and that's why I mentioned it, but I was not aware of that. But
If you-
I will
if you don't have,
definitely
if you
double
don't have
check.
a place for the table, I would recommend going in the town hall. Because
I mean, no, that's for, oh, you mean for the 9th or for the 2nd?
the second, the Cohasset stroll,
Yeah, I believe,
you probably would set up a table on the sidewalk outside. Cause people stroll up and
Okay.
down. Yeah, they kind of close the streets off a little bit.
And for
okay,
the second as well, they're strolling around from church to church. Each church kind of does different things. Some
Yeah.
have
yeah,
food.
I think we're going to be at St. Stephen's is my understanding. I didn't realize it was a bigger
Okay.
thing than that. I was told it was I
Yeah.
was told we were gonna be at St. Stephen's.
The
So,
community center used to participate in that as well. I don't know if they do that anymore or not. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to since COVID and all that. I haven't been out to any of
yeah,
those. Yeah. So,
well,
I don't-
I'll certainly check in with my colleague Melissa. It sounds like I don't have complete information. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay, Tamara. You and I really didn't get a chance to discuss all this, but if St. Stephen's has reached out to us this far in advance, and I mean, this close to the event, and we don't have manpower or person power to staff more than one table, I think we're gonna have to stick with St. Stephen's for now, unless somebody on the committee wants to staff a table in town hall in addition to what you promised St. Stephen's, because St. Stephen's reached out. You've committed to do that. I don't think we should pull it back. And just because, there's another location, but I do think if someone else wants to, and I've already committed to help with this, so I don't know that anybody else is interested in staffing a table at St. Anthony's or something like that. And having two tables instead of the one, but
yeah,
St.
I don't think we need two tables. I didn't know where she was going to be.
Yeah.
Knowing that you go from place to place to place. So,
Oh, okay. I don't
So
know.
I will commit to talking to Melissa tomorrow and sending an email to Cassandra so she could send out all of the real information and where we might need some assistance. But I do believe we have the second covered. Like I said, I know Melissa was looking about where we should set up for the stroll, and it sounds like you're recommending town hall on the 9th. Does that?
I don't know that they have the town hall open on the 9th. I think it's all outside,
Okay,
and I
Yeah.
think you get a spot on the sidewalk. I'm willing to work with you and talk to the Chamber of Commerce because they organize all that. So I think we probably have to talk to them.
okay,
But, and I'll
Okay.
be in touch with you tomorrow. I just, I neglected to get in touch with you sooner about this yesterday, and so I need to get back with you to try to straighten this out, but I can commit to both the
Okay.
2nd and the 9th, I think. I know
all
I
right,
can do.
thanks so much, Mary.
And then if anybody else thinks that, we can do something at town hall, even if it's a person, in a chair with flyers or something, or one of our, some of the posters and that information, that would be fine. But
Yeah, I thought we set it up very similar to what we did
at the
for the
farmer's market.
farmer's market.
yeah, for the 9th, maybe if you can get on the corner outside the Abington Bank,
Yep.
that would be nice right there.
Okay, well, we'll ask if we can,
And then we can hit up the Abington Bank for some financial support.
Yeah, yes, Abington Bank is a contributor to South Shore Habitat already, so we're hoping they will participate in this project as well.
Okay.
Great.
I believe we actually have a grant proposal out to them already.
Tamar, do you think
But-
we're gonna have enough progress in January? I'm leaving town for the middle of January, but I didn't know if like the end of the first week of January, if at some point we should have another information meeting, or you don't think we're gonna be far enough along for that?
I mean, please don't quote me on this, but I'm hoping we would have broken ground by then and had some volunteers, already on site, but, I can't say
Okay.
that for sure yet.
Well,
But,
I just didn't know if there
I think, I think once we get the building permit, once we get the kind of weekly thing going with, the town manager, people will start picking up, some of the communications and some other, publications, and, we are, starting to design a brand new website at,
oh, okay.
Habitat. And this will certainly be we're hoping to do a weekly blog. Like, there's going to be a lot of new stuff. We're hoping to do video and pictures and make it a little bit more dynamic than our current site. So we're excited about that. But I don't have enough information to share, except I'm excited about
Well, I've
But
always,
yeah, it'll we'll hopefully
get-
have volunteer. Go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, I've always found like the first full week of January, after the new year and stuff, people are kind of bored and looking for something to do, and sometimes having a public meeting is enough of a diversion, that people don't mind going out. But
Sure.
and if in my absence you guys want to work with Justin and have something, that's fine too. But I'm just kind of looking ahead to see if this would be an opportunity to meet with folks, or you guys take it over later on in the spring, and I won't be back till the beginning of March. So if you guys want to do stuff, that's fine. But and I know Justin's probably anxious to do some outreach to people about this, because I know he's
Right. I think it's a good possibility. I will check with my team. We have our staff meeting tomorrow.
okay.
Because like I said, this is the first time I've started
Yep.
a project at the beginning. So I'll see what we typically do, but I think the more the merrier, and the more word we get out. I do want to start some house parties and things like that. My goal was to start that in November. Haven't had too many takers willing to open up their homes yet, but I think again that's a reflection on the fact that it doesn't look like much has happened
Yeah.
since our ceremonial groundbreaking. But believe me, Sherry and Noreen and the rest of our team has been working very, very hard on some of the things we have to get done before we can formally break ground. I mean, permitting is important, making sure we have the right architectural plans in place. Given the ledge issue, it's taken quite a while. But this is the project that we're now focused on.
Well, so maybe I could talk to you late tomorrow afternoon or Thursday to kind of wrap up what you found out at your staff meeting, and then kind of
Yes, let's plan on Thursday, because I do have the Rosalind Carter Memorial Service tomorrow.
Yep.
At UCC Norwell at 2. Again, if anyone's interested, I have posted it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Wow.
If you guys want more information on that.
Yeah, I have that on my calendar. I hope to try to come tomorrow afternoon.
Well, great. I look forward to seeing you there.
Well,
Any other questions from anybody else? I'm sorry, I'm just caught in traffic.
So that's pretty much what that's pretty much what I would have covered. And And again, I hope, you know, I'll plan on, connecting with Tamara for the upcoming events. If anybody wants to have a house party, you know, talk to her. I know that's not in my wheelhouse today, the next few months. But if anybody wants to, I'm happy to help with that. I'm happy to help provide food, and so forth. If anybody feels like they're willing to do that, you know, I'm happy to be a support to anybody who wants to do that.
Okay, thank you. And again, please put December 12th on your calendar for the hot chocolate and cookies. It's a great way to meet some other people who are passionate about affordable housing.
That's neat.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, guys. I'm going to let you finish your meeting with some of your other projects.
Thanks,
You know,
Tamara.
so tomorrow, one of the things too, is that there may be an opportunity to go in front of CPC for funding as well. So I don't know who on your side of the house handles all that part of it.
That would be me.
Okay, specific to,
Do you want to? Yeah, I'm happy to listen to anything that involves additional funding.
okay,
I'll be happy to go with you when you do that.
Me too.
Okay, great.
yeah, we
Is-
were,
Is there a date? Is there a process that I'm not aware of, Paul?
yeah, so I think that we would want to put something together in January to understand what it is we're asking for and why we're asking for it. And to see if their board,
Okay,
and to see if their board would approve it in February, and then they would have to put it on the warrant for that to be voted in on town meeting, which is
Oh, okay.
usually in May. And the warrant usually has to be
Okay.
published by April, like I think 30 or 45 days before town meeting, they usually shut off the warrant and edit it and get it to. So, yeah,
okay.
we kind of had a
So,
we had a tough couple of meetings with CPC because the select board wanted to take 1.3 million and buy affordable housing for One Pleasant Street if the town approved buying the building. And we were opposed to
Right.
that because we wanted that funding to go to properties that were not required to be deeded, and yours is one of those. You know, One Pleasant Street
right,
required to be deeded because of our bylaws, so the affordable housing was already there. So then we tried to get them to use the money
right,
to make the other 9 units be deeded, and they had restrictions on workforce housing, CPC did, as to what they could use their funding for, up to 100% of the gross income, I think. And workforce housing is 120% or something. I forget what the
Well, they
number
can
was.
go actually to 110%, because I talked to the guy with CPC in Boston, and you can use it to 110%. But they
Yes,
wanted to go
that's
to
true.
120%.
Okay, yeah, there was a number that they couldn't meet, so so
right. Yeah,
we would
typically we go up to 80%, and a lot of the time we go to 60% at with you know, our properties. But
so-
so let me ask you this: is there other parcels of land available for purchase in Cohasset? Because that's what I would get Noreen back involved with that, or we can ask them for additional funding for the Cohasset, the Jerusalem Road funds, because there's still some fundraising to do. But certainly Cohasset is such a lovely town to work with, and if there's other available parcels that, you know, our land acquisition committee could look at and then apply for funding, that would be ideal.
okay,
There are 2 parcels that were recently deeded over to the, turned over to the Affordable Housing Trust. So those 2 are potential
Okay,
possibilities.
yeah, they're
okay. Should we talk to Steve
that would be Steve
about
Goff.
that,
Gomer.
or
Or Rob
Yeah,
Jeffers,
I can-
either
I
of
can
those.
just speak to that,
I
just
don't
to
know if
kind of clear the air. So one of the properties has not gone out to bid yet, or has not gone up for sale yet. But 25 Heather Drive, is out for bid right now. And that's through, Michelle Leary and the group.
And what is the
She's the
price they're
assistant town
asking for
manager.
that?
It's been a bit since we've discussed it with the trust. I'm not sure what the price is set at. I believe that there may be some concerns about the buildability of the site with wetlands and whatnot. So I don't think that they're asking as much as they initially anticipated being able to ask. But it is out for bid.
Yeah, we weren't sure if
Right.
the two we did Mill Lane and Heather Drive were the two properties, but I guess what was in question is whether you could build a house on it. I don't know. That was the issue with both properties, so but as far as something that known to have a buildable lot, we can certainly look into that with the trusts to see if there's anything that they
Okay.
know of. Mary had worked extensively on identifying properties that the town owns, land that the town owns, to see if there were any buildable lots. Those certainly came up. There was another one down. We didn't pursue it, but there was one, I believe, down Doan Street somewhere, off the top of my head. It was there, yeah. So that may be an opportunity. There's also an acre of land that is behind Town Hall that could be purchased, and you could put property there, which is behind the Red Lion Inn. And that would be nice if that was affordable housing or veterans housing of some sort, is what we looked at doing with it.
Well, we know that $1.3 million that was already voted by CPC to go for those apartments.
Yeah.
It's still out there dangling and potentially available. So that's something that could be approached.
And since you like ledge already in Cohasset tomorrow, there's plenty of ledge that's fine for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I will have Sherry Green talk to you guys about that. I mean, if you don't have to build a basement, I guess ledge is fine to build on. But we had promised our neighbors off Jerusalem Road that we would not be blasting, and we intend to keep our promise with that.
Yeah.
But I do know, from what Noreen and Beth have said about the town of Cohasset, and certainly my experience, yeah, we would love to continue to work with you on additional affordable housing projects in town. So,
Okay.
maybe Paul, should I call you? It sounds like you're gonna be attending a trust meeting tomorrow or the next day. I can't remember.
It'll be the
But,
13th of December.
Okay, well, I'm happy to either attend with you or have Noreen attend.
Okay.
But, any buildable properties that have potential money attached to them that we can, put our hearts and, focus volunteer labor and materials to, we would love to have that opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, and there could be buildable lots out there that we don't know about that are privately owned, that people may consider
Okay.
as well. So
Okay, well, we do have a site acquisition committee that's very active, that's happy to help with, any other scouting, all with, construction, experience that would be able to help determine, the buildability of it all. They have a system that has, I love it because it's a lot of check boxes that
Sure.
I could easily understand.
Okay.
So,
well,
you
we'll
guys,
keep it.
thank you again for all of your efforts on our behalf and on behalf of affordable housing in town, because like I said, you guys are so passionate, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great holiday, and I know we'll be talking to you or seeing you
Yeah.
on a stroll or
Yeah,
on
yes, I know I'm gonna see Mary
Yep.
quite a bit during the holidays. But again, hopefully we'll see you on the 12th, if not around town.
Okay, yeah, I'll be doing the stroll on the 9th. I usually start at the barbershop and end at the barbershop, because they've got food and beer.
Well, there you go. Yeah, Duxbury had their holidays on Sunday. It was the first time I think in 12 years I did not attend because my girls were like, "Could you just drop us off and like pretend you don't know us?"
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so
that's
that's what I did. Yeah, I just went home and I put up my own tree, which was really nice. But
awesome.
all right, thank you guys. I won't take up any more of your time. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Tamara. Take care.
Bye, Tamar.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so any more updates, Mary?
Not that I know of.
Okay, yeah, I mean, if she's gonna be at St. Stephen's, that's fine. I know people go from building to building anyway,
Yeah.
so that'll be good. Hopefully there's some decent weather. Uh,
I'm sorry about this report. I had asked for yesterday. She said she was gonna send it, so I didn't get to see it before we met today, so all her update was kind of a surprise for me, but I think she got most of the stuff we were interested in.
well, so it's supposed to be 45 degrees on Saturday.
Oh,
So
good.
Should be a good day. Yeah, my wife's away for the weekend, so I'm in charge.
Hmm.
That's going to be interesting because I've never taken care of the dog before. I just pet the dog. So,
Oh,
and I have to set up Christmas ornaments. So, that's something rare for me as well.
Never too late to learn.
I know. Yeah. She's working on the honeydew list. I think she's going to put it into like, 18 font. So I can actually see it. Yeah. Okay. So the 9th, definitely I'll go out there and, if she's got a table set up somewhere, it'd be great. And, I don't know, we can do some mulled wine or some sort of apple cider or something, some hot cider. We'll figure out something. And,
okay.
I think what we really need to do is hand out envelopes asking for people to stuff them and return them. That would be nice. If we
Okay.
had, I mean, that's not a great opportunity to hand somebody an envelope, because every time we had an event where there, people are like, "Oh, okay, so I'm interested. I'd like to help. What do I do?" And if we just hand them an envelope that says, time, treasure, talent, maybe we can hand them an envelope that kind of has that in there saying, I can donate money. Here you go. Mail it back to them, or
Do they must have envelopes like
they've got to have something.
that we could get. I unfortunately am going to be away that weekend, but I think that's a good idea. If you get some kind of a pre-printed envelope that then people will know they're legit instead of handing them a white envelope.
Or even have a jar like you would have, where you could, throw a $20
both.
bill in it,
Yeah.
But the young couples are famously don't carry cash.
Yes.
you can Venmo, you can
Yeah,
Zelle
but
or whatever.
somebody needs a Venmo, right? Who's
There needs to be some
Venmo?
kind of a Venmo recipient, but we can't be responsible for that. Tamar has to do that.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's it. So you need to find out, do they have
Yeah.
Venmo?
I'll find out. I'll put that on my list. And
Yeah. Tell her to get a QR code on an envelope so we can hand them out and ask people for money.
I just signed up yesterday for Zelle. I've never even heard of Zelle.
It's
But
through Bank of
something-
America, isn't it?
Yeah, it's through Bank of America where, our daughter owes us several $100s for something that we had covered the costs for, and she'd forgotten to bring a check when we got together at Thanksgiving. And she said, "Oh, can I just Zelle you the money?" And I thought, what the heck is Zelle? So I now have Zelle, and I've got the money in my account at 3:00 in the morning this morning. So what do you know? But you're right, Beth. And I think that, if we missed that opportunity, it's really a shame. Because
Yeah.
there were people, Mary, and I know from when we were at the farmers market, there were people who, of our generation, I guess you would say, who would be willing to just whip out a 20 or a couple
Yeah.
of them even maybe and throw it into a little pot. You could have something that's shaped like a house so that people can't see what the dollar bill denomination is if
Yeah.
people don't want to see it. I think that would be ideal. A piggy
I think
bank
that's-
that's really a house bank,
I
and
think
let people
that's a
just
great
throw
idea.
it in.
Yeah. I think you should cover all the bases. Have some kind of envelopes if people want to send something in
And the
later.
Venmo as well.
Yeah, but yeah, Venmo's tricky because they have to, you have to have someone's Venmos. Whether
maybe-
Habitat has one, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put a Barbie dream house on the table. People can just
Yeah,
put the money in the room they like best.
yeah.
So, all right, so that's the update. Mary, just let us know,
Yeah.
over the next couple of weeks here. I know it's coming up soon, so, we can do that. So we'll move on to, the administrative side. I don't know if anybody has any other subject matter they want to talk about that's not on the agenda. If not, then, we want to move to, Cassandra was kind enough to, so I guess that the planner is actually planning, so we have a whole years of dates here for us. So, it looks like on Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. So we kind of are continuing the plan that we had previously. I know we kind of bounced around a little bit, because of town meeting and all that stuff, so, but certainly, that would be great if we just, continue doing that, so, I'm fine with at least, January through March. I'm fine with all the Tuesdays, but I just at least go a quarter ahead and confirm those ones.
Does anybody have an issue with school vacation? I do not, but I didn't know if anybody, Jennifer or
Well, I know I'm gonna miss the December and the January meetings, both of them.
Okay. So we should still have a quorum then. We'll still good if one person misses.
If you get Jen,
Yeah, and then,
I'll call in from wherever I am.
yeah, and if,
And these, of course, are subject to change at any time. This is
Yeah.
just a rough,
Yeah.
rough
Yeah, this is-
schedule.
yeah, this is
Um,
good.
That's good to have. Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so at least
And
the,
based on your conversation, do you guys want to hold your December meeting next month? It sounds like there haven't really been any updates for the various projects going on. They're all kind of just generally under construction. And whereas Tamar kind of outlined what's going on over the course of the next month, I'm not sure that there's going to be a significant update unless obviously,
what do we have for
pending
the,
instruction, but
would we have it for the 19th, I think?
the 19th.
Yeah. I'm in favor of, suspending the December meeting. I know we've got the event on the 2nd, then one on the 9th, and then she's going to invite us to her event on the 12th.
Yeah, so it sounds like you guys are going to be kind of up to date
Yeah.
just by seeing each other anyways. And I know that it's a busy time of the year for people. So it may be worth it to just skip that
well,
meeting
that's
and
fine for
start
me
afresh
because I
in
couldn't
January.
come. I couldn't
Yeah,
come
shoot,
December
yeah,
19th.
Susan was going to miss it anyway, so, yeah, why don't we,
That sounds good.
sound good to you, Beth?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mary? Okay, so we'll
Okay.
skip
So-
this 19th and we'll go right to January,
January 16th will be the next meeting.
right?
Correct.
Sounds
Good.
good. And thanks for putting all those dates out there, Cassandra. It's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
No problem.
Yeah, so I think,
I,
what about minutes? Did everybody see the minutes?
I did,
Yeah. good job.
read well. So do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right, awesome. So the minutes are approved. Thank you very much, Beth.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So we're gonna cancel the 19th, which is the next thing on the agenda, and go straight to January 16th.
Okay.
Okay. And,
Yeah, I'm having my back surgery early
Oh.
January.
Oh, honey.
well, good
Ah.
luck with that. Are you gonna be taller or?
They'll never make me taller. I've lost 3.5 inches, but I have to have a double spinal fusion.
Jesus.
Oh, Susan.
Oh, boy.
So I don't have a date for it yet. We go in December to see the surgeon and figure all that stuff out. But
So when do you go for that?
I don't know what the date is. I cannot remember. It's December something
Yeah.
that we're meeting with her, and then based on that, I have to have some additional workup and then
Right.
schedule it for January, either the first or second or whatever week in January. Sooner I can do it, the better.
So,
I have a new gizmo because our family went to Barcelona for a week for Thanksgiving. It was my belated 75th birthday family gathering.
Oh, wow.
And I have a cane that a friend lent me that has this something that opens out and makes a seat. So wherever I went, you know, if I had to stop for a few minutes, if we had a tour guide who was telling us something, I could stop and I could sit on my own little seat.
no,
And
that's cool. Yeah.
it was a lifesaver. There was no way I could have done that trip. I, was limping around at times looking to sit on the floor. But if I, with this thing, I could just sit down on my own little seat. So it was a great, whoever invented that, praise to them.
Wow, I've never heard of that, but that sounds good.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
so
I-
you're,
I
So
have
you're-
one I bought a long time ago to go into some place. And it's been great. I seldom use it, but when I need it, it's terrific.
It was a huge lifesaver for me on this trip.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with surgery.
Thank you.
I
I'll
sus-
see you. I'm going to try to go on the 2nd and on the 9th, and I'm going tomorrow to the meeting for Rosalind Carter, or the memorial for Rosalind Carter. So I'll try to, participate as much as I can. I came home with a horrible cold, so that's just really
So you're gonna
not
spend the next
sleeping.
couple of weeks training your husband to do everything around the house. That's good.
He already does. I couldn't have gotten through this past year without that. He's in there fixing dinner right now.
That's good.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right. The hardest part is separating the whites. Okay. So, good luck there. All right. Well, listen, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
See
Yeah,
whoever
thank
we see
you.
on the 9th for sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and get out on the 2nd. That's this coming Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this coming Saturday.
yeah. When
Well,
is
they
that
always have delicious soup at St. Stephen's. So I always
Okay.
like to go to St. Stephen's kind of midday where I
Oh.
can get some of their yummy soup,
When is it?
especially on
Is
a
it-
cold day.
Is it from like 9 to 4 or something, or do
I
you
don't know
know?
if it's that late. I think it's
Yeah, to
maybe
2?
like 9 to 2, or I don't
Something like
really
that,
know the
okay.
exact dates, but I usually try to aim for like 11 o'clock, 11:30, something like that to hit St. Stephen's because they have these delicious soups and it's just what you need on a cold day when you're wandering around.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, I've got a contractor coming at 10 a.m. So hopefully they get out of there. And I can get down to the village. Awesome.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Take care, everyone.
All right. Bye,
Thanks.
See you later.
everybody.
Thanks, Cassandra.
Thank you,
Take
Cassandra.
care.